Versatile Mage. Chapter 391. The Ambitious Councilman. Mo Fan mimicked the way Tang Yu would sit on the black totem snake's head. The friendly exchange with the black totem snake after feeding him the illegally recycled cooking oil had eased Mo Fan's fear of him. Frankly speaking, apart from his gigantic size, the big guy was fairly kind and gentle at heart. Mo Fan took a closer look at the black totem snake's body and realized that the festered skin had begun to peel off. Even the wounds that seemed rather deep were falling off. What's going on? Even the wounds can be peeled off like scars. Mo Fan was astounded. He took a stroll along the black totem snake's body for another half an hour and realized that a lot of the wounds had begun to peel off. When Mo Fan returned to the black totem snake's head, he took a glance at the snake's body and suddenly discovered that something was splitting apart on the beast's body, as if he were forming a clone. Mo Fan, what are you doing? An adorable little loli yelled at Mo Fan. Mo Fan turned around and realized it was Lingling. He asked curiously, "Aren't you helping Wang Xiaojun with his mission?" "Why are you here?" Lingling held her tiny laptop in her hands. She responded with her eyes fixed on the screen. "I can monitor him from here, too. The snake is splitting in half. I'm rather curious. Could it be that the force of the lightning has blasted him in half?" Lingling was rather daring. She simply leapt onto the black totem snake and climbed up with her small limbs, like an overly cute monkey. As she finally reached Mo Fan's spot, she glanced down at the black totem snake's body from above and said, "What do you mean he's splitting in half? Can't you tell his skin peeling off?" Mo Fan took a closer look and came to a realization. He said with a smile, "The big snake is finally finishing up with his ecdysis after the series of troubles. It shouldn't be any trouble from here onward. Tang Yu must be very happy. Yeah, if Wang Xiaojun manages to make it back safely, the crisis will be resolved too," said Lingling as she continued her work on the laptop. "I hope so." Lingling placed the laptop on her legs and suddenly asked in confusion, Why isn't he moving?" "Who's not moving?" "Wang Xiaojun. It shows that he has stopped all of a sudden. He's still on the ground. There aren't any powerful beasts nearby. He should be flying to West Fortress now." Lingling was suspicious. "Did he stumble upon some kind of trouble?" said Mo Fan with a worried look. Mo Fan was fairly impressed by Wang Xiaojun's courage. It was incredibly rare to find someone willing to risk their lives for the greater good, not to mention that he was only 17 years old. In the forest to the west of the fortress, Wang Xiaojun flattened himself to the eagle's back while glancing ahead alertly. Above him, the sky was densely filled with the white wings of the white magic falcons. They were like a giant net spreading across the night sky. Every time he glanced up, he could see the white magic falcon's sharp claws and enormous wings, and felt his scalp turning numb. The white magic falcons were diving at their enemies relentlessly. Wang Xiaojun had never experienced a war, nor had he seen so many demon beasts at once. He was using the gray eagle as his cover and was scared that his presence would be exposed to the terrifying demon beasts. Ironically, the being blocking his path was not the white magic falcons, but the middle-aged man with a goatee. "Wang Xiaojun, isn't it? I'm Councilman Luo Mian. You've done a great job. Now, hand over the red falcon herbs. I'll bring 'em to the quarantine zone at once to save the people." Wang Xiaojun stared at the uninvited guest in front of him. He clearly knew that the person was Councilman Luo Mian, a famous public figure in Hangzhou. However, Wang Xiaojun did not trust him. He had learned the truth from Mo Fan and Lingling. He knew that the councilman was the cause of the plague. He had no idea why the councilman would be here, but he could not afford to hand over the extremely important red falcon herbs to someone like him. "I will bring 'em to the general myself. If Councilman Luo Mian needs the red falcon herbs urgently, please escort me there." Councilman Luo Mian wore a smile. He glanced at Wang Xiaojun and said, "You're asking me, a councilman, to escort a kid like you, who doesn't even have a military rank?" "What do you want, then?" said Wang Xiaojun. "If you're smart enough, you will hand over the bracelet now. Councilman Luo Mian's smile gradually turned icy, with a hint of disdain toward the kid. Normally, Councilman Luo Mian could easily send one of his men to take the herbs from Wang Xiaojun, but considering that the white magic falcons had occupied the sky, not everyone could sneak out towards Wang Xiaojun without anyone noticing. Councilman Luo Mian was a shadow element super-level magician. No one in Hangzhou and West Fortress could possibly move freely through a battlefield where both the sky and the ground were currently in the midst of an epic battle. Although Luo Mian was rather surprised that such an insignificant kid had found the cure to the plague, he figured he should be the one who rescued Hangzhou from its grave situation, instead of a kid. Even though he already had a scapegoat for the incident, Zhu Meng no longer believed him, so it would be difficult to retain his status as a councilman. However, if he could get his hands on the red falcon herbs, he would be the savior of the entire city. Not only would Zhu Meng and the others not dare to accuse him, he could possibly even improve his status further. Anyone smart enough would be willing to try desperate solutions in desperate situations. This time, the risk only involved dealing with a kid. It could not be any simpler. What is it? Councilman Luo Mian smirked as he observed Wang Xiaojun and the young Grey Eagle. Are you thinking of going against me? Are you planning to snatch it away? Replied Wang Xiaojun furiously. He never thought a councilman would do something like this. Listen to me, give me the thing, and I'll spare your life. I can guarantee you a bright future. Otherwise, you will totally disappear from the world. Trust me, no one will care about your insignificant death. Councilman Luo Mian's tone was incredibly chilly. His figure was covered in a layer of darkness and death. The councilman who had always worn a gentle smile in front of the public had turned into a greedy, merciless vampire. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.